new study in Science shows that multisensory gamma stimulation promotes glymphatic clearance of brain metabolic waste. Very, very interesting data. We knew that deep sleep is essential to clear metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. That was very well known. Interestingly, this new data just published in Nature shows that sensory stimulation, both light and sound stimulation, can remove waste from our brain by increasing cerebrospinal fluid flow even in the awake state, so when we are awake. This new study in Nature shows that 1 hour per day of audio-visual multisensory stimulation at 40 hertz. What is 40 hertz? Listen what is 40 hertz. This is the sound of a 40 hertz noise. So this stimulation at 40 hertz and not at 8 or 80 hertz, at 8 and 80 hertz doesn't work, promotes amyloid clearance by activating the glymphatic pathways independently of changes in sleep architecture. This stimulation increases cerebrospinal fluid influx and interstitial fluid efflux in the cortex, as observed in a mouse model of Alzheimer's disease. Indeed, multisensory 40 hertz, can you listen? Stimulation increases amyloid accumulation in cervical lymph nodes of these rodents. So basically, they could find an increase in amyloid accumulation in the cervical nodes of the rodents. Well, why this is important? Because we know that aging, and especially unhealthy aging and Alzheimer's disease impair the fitness of the glymphatic clearance by reducing arterial pulsation. The artery probably becomes stiffer, reducing cerebrospinal fluid, interstitial fluid efflux exchange in the cortex, and they both diminish the lymphatic drainage, leading to a pathogenic accumulation of beta amyloid and tau. As I said, this new study in Nature identifies for the first time the mechanisms behind this amazing clearing effect, both audio, so this is the sound, again, listen. So if you have this, if you expose the rodents to this sound and in parallel to the light with the strobe, at 40 hertz, intermittent visual stimulation, basically you have an increase in arterial pulsatility. With these experiments, they show an increase in arterial pulsatility, and they found that this is enhancing channel aquaporin 4 polarization localized on astrocytic end feet by facilitating exchange between the cerebrospinal fluid and the interstitial fluid, delivering the garbage, to the cervical lymph nodes and then to lymphatic system. This audio-visual multisensory stimulation at 40 hertz also increases the dilation of the meningeal lymphatic vessels, and the mechanism is mediated by a VIP interneurons that facilitates glymphatic clearance. In summary, this powerful study highlights the interconnected relationship between neural rhythms, glial cells, and vascular dynamics in regulating cerebrospinal fluid flow and clearance of garbage from our brain, even in the awake state. It also indicates the potential for therapeutic intervention targeting sensory stimulation to modulate glymphatic function and mitigate brain aging and the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, together with the dietary and exercise intervention that I mentioned in previous videos. So what I'm just telling you is that if you take probably 10, 15, 20 minutes a day of listening to this music at 40 hertz, it can be an additive, it can have an additive effect in basically rearranging these neural rhythms and improve lymphatic, glial lymphatic drainage of garbage. Of course, on top of having a good sleep during the night. Thank you for listening. As always, this is Longevity Now FL. I'm Luigi Fontana, Professor of Medicine and the Scientific Director of the Charles Perkins Center RPA Clinic of the University of Sydney, and a clinical academic of the Department of Endocrinology of the Royal Prince Alfred Hospital in Sydney.